Hey guys, how's it going? This is Autobot JCB here, coming to you with a brand new how to transform video. In today's video, I've got a special treat for you because today I'm going to be showing you how to transform the 2007 Deluxe Class Autobot Arcee. As you can see here, Arcee is a, well, I guess it's labeled an Arcee 1100 motorcycle right there. Now, I know that Arcee unfortunately didn't make her movie debut until 2009's Revenge of the Fallen, but I actually have found out that originally, before they put Ironhide in the first movie, they were actually planning on putting Arcee in the first movie. Personally, it kind of bums me out that they had scrapped that idea and went with Ironhide instead of Arcee. And also, at the same time, I kind of wish they still would have thrown her in so we could have had 6 Autobots instead of 5. But, honestly, Arcee has always been one of my favorite characters. I love that she has one of those can-do attitudes, and she really doesn't put up with anybody's baloney. But anyway, so the first thing I want to do is I want to show you a comparison to the 2007 version of Arcee with her 2009 counterpart. As you can see here, the 2007 version personally looks a lot better. Now, for those of you who have seen Revenge of the Fallen, you guys will know that Arcee did have her 2 sisters, Chromia and Flare-Up. I don't know if they released alternate colored versions of this model or not. If they did, I'd love to know. If you guys could let me know down in the comments. But whereas this version in her concept art actually stands on 2 legs, this version actually rolls around on her wheels. We're going to go ahead and move that version out of the side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a couple of details that Arcee has in her vehicle mode. So we're going to bring her in for close-up. As you can see here, I absolutely love the color that they went with the motorcycle mode. Personally, I absolutely love the detail. I love that they have the chrome coloring plus the gold colored wheels right here. I love that they have the translucent plastic for the windshield and the headlights. One thing I've always loved about this is if you turn her around and look at her license plate, you guys will notice that it says TF7407. To any Transformers fans, that is going to stand out and be super obvious as Transformers July 4th, 2007, which is the premiere of the very first Transformers live-action movie. I absolutely love that they gave her that license plate. It is an awesome little, for lack of a better word, Easter egg for the toy. And then coming over to the side, you'll notice that it says Arcee 1100. I'm not entirely sure what type of motorcycle she is modeled after. I would guess maybe an 1100 series. I don't know for sure. If you turn over the top right here, you can see that she's got the Autobot symbol on the back of the motorcycle right there. You'll notice she's got a little kickstand right here. The 2009 version also has a kickstand, but this one really doesn't stand up the greatest, which is why it has this little sidecar on it. You see the kickstand's kind of tucked in right there. And then coming over to the other side, you will see that she even has an exhaust pipe built onto her. But here's what I love about this. The exhaust pipe actually pops off and is the rocket for her energon bow. I'll show you guys that in just a little bit. We're just going to go ahead and take that off. We'll set it off the side for right now. But personally, this design, oh my gosh, I don't even think I can really put it into words the incredible feat with this design. Now, I actually have one other version of Arcee, and that's from the Transformers Energon series. That design was great. I love how compact they actually made her in order to conceal her robot mode as much as possible when she's actually converted into her vehicle mode. But anyway, to get back on topic, we're going to go ahead and jump into what you guys all came to see, and that is the transformation. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to come right down here, and we're going to flip up her kickstand because we don't want that in the way. The next thing we're going to do is you'll see that there is a seam right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull what will become her arms off of this piece right here. And off of that piece right there. Now, Sometimes what you can actually do is if you lift this, it will actually pop free because this piece right here is actually slid down onto a track. Just kind of hugs right there and just holds on. In order to put this on while you're putting her back in vehicle mode, the best thing I have found is that if you take it and you line it up with this groove right here and then move it down, it typically fits back onto that little track really easy. So that's just a little tip for you guys if you guys are having trouble figuring out how to put her weapon, because this actually will become her bow, her energon bow. If you're having trouble getting it back onto her, one thing that helps is, like I said, line up where her seat is, line it up right there, bring this whole section down, and it typically slides right onto that track. All right, anyway, get back on track, literally. We're going to go ahead and take this piece off. We're going to set it off to the side. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to move up what will become her arms right here. And we're going to go ahead and grab right here and right here. And we're going to pull those pins free of those ports right there on both sides. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, we're going to lift it up, and we're going to flip this whole section forward just like that. The next thing we'll do is we'll come right here and we're going to grab either side of the wheel, and we're going to pull the back wheel apart because this will become Arcee's arms. So far she should look kind of deformed just like that. The next thing we'll do is we're going to come right here and we're going to pull these sections apart just like this. And we're going to swing them around the front of the motorcycle on both sides. Go ahead and swing that around too. Go ahead and bring this up and we'll just get this out of our way right here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab right here and we're going to slide this piece down and line it up just like that. And then we're going to come right here and flip this section out, and that will reveal her boots, her high-heeled boots. I guess if you're going to be one of the coolest Autobots, you got to have some stilettos or some fashion, whatever you want to call them. I really don't know shoes. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and come over here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to slide this down just like this and flip this out just like that. And there's her other boot, just her other heel just like that. And so far, we already have Arcee's legs ready to go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come right here, and we're going to bring this section down and turn it. And this will actually form Arcee's shoulder. And then what we'll do is we'll give her arm a 180-degree turn. Or if you want, you can turn it where the elbow is exposed. Either way, she does have an elbow joint, so do with that what you want. I'm going to go ahead and come right over here. We're going to turn this, bring this down, and we're going to do the same thing. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, grab this section right here, and we're going to open it up. And then we're going to push from the back. You'll see her head is right there. Go ahead and take your little finger and push up in that slot right there. Bring her head up all the way and go ahead and click that closed. And then take the back wheel and push it back up into position. And then you'll see there's a groove right here. Go ahead and fold up the top of what was the gas tank and go ahead and fold that in. And that will seat nicely into that groove just like that. Now, in regards to her wheels, there are a couple of ways you could do that. I typically just like to leave mine out just like this. There are some people who will actually bend them up and then fold them in front of her chest because she is female. I don't know if that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Personally, I like to leave them out just to give her a little more of an intimidation factor. Like if she starts spinning these, it probably means you're about to have a bad day. But anyway, so there we have Arcee transformed and ready to go. As you can see here, for those of you who are familiar with the 2009 version, personally, this one looks a lot better. I especially love, and this is actually, I think, one of the funniest details I've ever seen. If you look at her head, she actually has lips painted onto her face. I especially love that they made like a piece of what would look like the motorcycle, kind of like her hair, kind of combed over. Just the amount of detail that is on this version of Arcee is probably by far one of the most detailed figures I have ever owned, ever since I started collecting Transformers 20 years ago. But anyway, so there we have Arcee in her alt mode. And like I said, with the sections of the back wheels, you can either leave them out, fold them in, do whatever. Anyway, so we're gonna come over. We're gonna bring this piece back over now, and as I told you, this is actually the back of the bike. But you'll notice when I showed you the license plate, you guys probably noticed that there is actually a missile port right here. And so we'll take the missile, which was the exhaust pipe, and when we insert it, the wings of her energon bow will actually pop up out of it, just like that. And they're spring-loaded, so when you push the trigger right here, you'll fire it, and when you do, those will shoot back, retract back into their housing. And then when you reload it, they'll pop out again, just like that. Now, there's a couple of different ways you could attach this if you want. One way I actually saw an image on online about this is if you take her hand and fold it in, the groove right here that you use to anchor that down onto her vehicle mode, it will actually slide over her wrist. However, it's not really supposed to do this. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, not the most glamorous, but there's one way you could attach the bow if you wanted. Another way you could attach it is actually taking one of the pins and reattaching it to her arm. Just like that. The only issue is that when you put the missile in, it won't allow the arms of the energon bow to deploy. And then the third trick, you'll notice right here there's actually a little groove. And if you look at Arcee's arm right here, you will see that there is actually a little pin piece. This is actually how it shows it in the instructions. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and line that up and we'll put that on there. And this will actually allow when you reload her energon bow for both of the arms to deploy and for her to actually be able to aim with it. But anyway, guys, oops, sorry, Arcee, I didn't mean for that to pop off. There we go. All right. But anyway, guys, so there we have the 2007 Transformers Deluxe Class Arcee with her vehicle mode, her alt mode, and her specialty weapon, her energon bow. If you guys have any other ideas for other Transformers you'd like me to try and do, feel free to comment below, even hit that like and subscribe button, and I will do what I can to help you out as we go. Until then, bye.